Got a little announcement I'd like to make here while we have a little lull here. The no alcohol group is raffling off cars.
Oh.
Raffle tickets down
Thought they were going to say no alcohol here. What's up, brother? All right, man.
ZX3.
Well, am I ready?
Bought the alcohol-free graduation party. Buy your raffle ticket. Price
Yeah,
$10
you can do that.
apiece, and the
I'm just going to
drawing
come
will
in.
be on February the 9th.
Yeah, that's fine. Mike's not here yet, but that's all right. We're ready.
You need not be present to win. Once again, they have a table set up down in between the end of the stands and the concession stand. It's for the alcohol-free graduation party.
Oh, he should be here any
Raffle
second.
tickets for
I was going to keep a couple little things,
Thank you.
keep a couple things a little bit low-keyed, and we'll come into it. That's Emery still, huh? Good. Run about 3 minutes after that.
16 after your 4 minutes.
Oh, man. Nice job you did with the flag out here, huh?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Isn't that nice?
Looks great.
You ever do this team right here, Staples? Tuned in to me? Because I'm going to call some plays tonight. No. Hey, I'm the armchair quarterback. He calls all the plays.
We're going to be setting up down by the south goal post.
Something says
Records are setting up down by the south goal post.
Yeah. He calls all the plays. The defensive guy does all the defense. The head coach doesn't get involved. Only comes down to the end. He monitors. What's the chance?
This is the Fitch Falcons. The Fitch Falcons coming up into the field.
He's pulling up midgets. What's up, brother? How are you? What's going on? Hey, sweetie. How are you? What's happening? How are you? Oh, pretty good. You guys got in all right? Did you go to the ATM? Did you borrow it off of her?
Okay, let's have a hand for the Staples record.
I told Devine you're coming up. You're all set.
So, hand to give him?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Here, Mac. Mike ain't here yet. You're going to have to come out with it. Turn it around. Turn it around so you're talking to this thing. Turn it like this.
This time we'll have the captain go in the middle of the field for the traditional.
Who's not here?
Mike's not here yet, so do a little something.
Hey,
Oh, easy. Yeah, we're ready.
just Chico?
No, that's my buddy Kenny.
Kenny, what's happening?
Hey, Jimmy. How are you? Hey, JJ. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hi,
You know Kevin, right?
Jimmy.
We have referee Ray Belizna, umpire John Mazzarella, head linesman Brendan Juggler, line judge William Stevenson.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Fitch Senior High School, Dorr Field, the home of the Fitch Falcons. Tonight we got a semifinal Class L playoff game between Fitch Senior High School and Staples. I want to thank Mike Emery for the interview, the pregame interview. I hope everybody understood where Fitch is coming from with this game. Right now, the captains are on the middle of the field. Fitch in their black, of course. black jerseys, which they like to wear at home. Staples comes in with their white tops, and I guess it's purple around the sides. But I'm Ron Adams, Kevin McMahon. We had a lot of fun Thanksgiving Day.
Ronnie, that was a blast. You're the man.
It was
Thanksgiving was just a festive atmosphere and a wonderful day.
And you can throw the Thanksgiving Day out and everything out of the record books out. All the wins Fitch has in a row doesn't mean anything right now, because when the playoffs start, it's a brand new season.
It is. Fitch has been here before, and hey, coincidentally and maybe somewhat ironically, they faced this team a few years back, Staples.
It all started right here at Fitch Senior High School 4 years ago. Fitch had made it to the playoffs, and Staples beat them by 4 points on a 65-yard run by Mac DeVito, who we saw last week. They did a pretty good job against UConn, so we'll see what happens. Staples fired up. Their body language is pumped up. They're ready to roll. Fitch in their black jerseys. The captains have met. The toss of the coin has been thrown. We're going to come back for the opening game kickoff in just a minute, so you guys stay with us. We got some Class L semifinal state playoff games. You're listening to 980, The Ticket.
Remove your caps, face the flag for the playing of our national anthem by the Fitch High School Marching Band.
Oh, where the heck is Mike?
Traffic.
Traffic. There's no issue. Oh, we got the anthem, Kenny, so play about 2 minutes. And then come in, we'll get ready for this. Okay? Okay. Yep. Thanks. Welcome to Dorr Field, the site of tonight's Class L semifinal playoff game. I'm Ron Adams, along with Kevin McMahon. Mike McLaughlin will be along shortly. Staples has won the toss of the coin. Fitch will kick off. Fitch is going to go from your radio right to your radio left. They'll be kicking from the field house to the open end of the field. Staples will be returning it from your radio left to your radio right. And before we get going, I want to wish Pete Johnson's father, Mac, had a stroke over these past couple days. He's at home listening. He's going to get better, and we want to wish him get well real quick, because these Fitch Falcons miss him.
Well, we're rooting for you, Pete.
You got it right on, Pete Johnson. So good luck to you, and get well soon. Right now, Will DeVoe is going to kick off to Staples. Back deep for Staples will be number 2, and they got to get these numbers. Of course, they're not in numeric order. They're in alphabetical order, so we'll be all night picking them out. So we'll figure out what's going on. Back number 2 is Howard Hayes, and along with him, number 21 is Kraus. And Kraus takes the ball, the kickoff around the left end. He kind of falls down. It's a wet field tonight, believe it or not, Mac. I was talking with the people earlier, and a lot of kids were sliding out there. And it seems to be humid, no rain, but the field is just a little bit wet.
Ron, I think there was a lot of moisture in the air, so the field's going to be a little slick. But guess what? Temperature's not going to be a factor. You're not going to have cold hands, and there's not a whole lot of wind either. So wind won't be a factor. Shouldn't be anyway.
Mac, nice warm evening. Boy, we can remember some games up here at this time of year where it'd be freezing. Staples comes out over the ball. Luke Dupay is the quarterback. The fullback, Mike Sandor. Robbie Krause is in the slot back. Dupay calling the signals. He gives to the slot back. Krause, he's the big runner. He's wide open in the outside. And nice open field tackle right there by Dante Kemp. A gain of about 5 yards in the play, but Dante Kemp, Mac, open field tackle all by himself.
It was a great tackle, Ron. And I'll tell you what, the ref got a good block in there. It wasn't his fault. He was standing there, but he created a diversion there. It was a good block on the ref's part.
No huddle offense by Staples. They all look at their left wristband where their plays are at to see exactly what this play is going to be. Luke Dupay, he's calling the signals for Staples. They're a running team. Krause in motion. He gives the ball to the fullback. He's hit right away. He gets about 4 yards. Going to be very close for a first down. Right up the middle, fullback, and I think they're going to measure, Mac. It's going to be close.
It is going to be close, Ron, and I tell you, it's right on the American flag.
Yes.
Let me tell the listeners, I've been coming to Fitch games for 40 years. I've never seen an American flag like this in the middle of the field. It's absolutely gorgeous, painted right into the green. We're proud to be an American, like as we talked about on Thanksgiving Day. But, Ron, what electricity in the air.
I tell you, it's amazing. A huge crowd tonight. Kevin Lundy, Mac, is the maintenance worker, the fellow up here in charge. He did that flag. He made the template. He went to the Board of Ed. He said, can I put it on the field? They said, go ahead. It's 50 feet wide by 70 feet long. Kevin Lundy did it all by himself. And congratulations to him and the stuff like that makes you proud. The measurement was made. They give Staples a first down. Ball now just short of the 40-yard line. We're going to call it the 39-yard line. It's a 1st and 10 for Staples with the ball just underway. 11 minutes to play in the first quarter. Luke Dupay calling signals over center. He's back. He's a quick hitter to the fullback, and he's dropped immediately right there by Hitman Capone and also number 52, Robbie Taylor. Called his name a lot. Thanksgiving, Rob Taylor, right there to make that stop. No gain on the play for Staples. Going to be 2nd down and 10.
Ron, talk about electricity. Looking at the American flag in the middle of the field and hearing the Fitch band play the national anthem. Wow, a lot of people had goosebumps.
And Groton Utilities is our sponsor of the most valuable player. 2nd and 10 for Staples. Dupay gets the ball right over the middle to the fullback. Again, he goes nowhere. He stops. Going to be 3rd down and about 7. We'll call it a gain of 2 as my buddy Mike McLaughlin comes in. I'm sure Mike got caught in the crowd. And Kevin
Traffic.
Man, is there traffic out there, Mike?
But we're here, Roddy, and I heard you. It was great.
Oh,
I heard Miles, too.
You can hear Miles down there, probably across the New London. But, Mike, they go with the no-huddle offense, they being Staples, and they have to look kind of like East Lyme at their left band, but it's a left hand for the play. It's a 3rd and about 7 for Staples with the ball on the 42-yard line. In motion goes one play. They give it to their top runner, Krause. He breaks away. He's going to go all the way. It's going to be a 54-yard run by Krause. Charlie Brown's trying to get him. He can't get him. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Staples on a 3rd and 7 from the 43-yard line. Mike McLaughlin, a 47-yard run by their top runner, Robbie Krause, puts Staples on top 6-0, and they strike first. They strike quick.
Didn't they do this the last time they had the ball? About 5 years ago. That's his 16th touchdown. He's over 1,100 yards rushing. Krause, he's only a junior on the A. What a play. What a big line they have. They open the hole and off to the race. I just thought Charlie Brown would catch him, but he didn't. They're going to go for the extra point.
Going to kick the extra point. Kicker for Staples. They tried to line something up different, but they didn't. They came back and decided to kick it. The kick is up, and the kick is good. The kick is kicked by Paul Rapp. He's the kicker. So, Staples, 9:40 left to play in the first quarter, Mike, but it didn't take Staples long to strike first. 4 plays they run, and a 57-yard touchdown run by their top runner, and that's Robbie Krause.
And he is as good as they get in these fast running. The extra point was by, we'll pick him up, number 3.
Matt Whipple, I believe.
Matt Whipple. Matt Walker, Matt Whipple will pick it up.
Guitar Matt Walker, but we'll see what happens. Fitch got to come back now. They're not used to playing from behind, but you know, Mike, we knew this was going to be a tough game. Staples has only lost one game this year, and that being a 21-14 defeat to Greenwich, who some people say is one of the top teams in the state of Connecticut. They're on top of the Class Double L.
Yeah, Greenwich is listed number 2 in the state in the latest rankings, Ronnie A. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of game left to play. There's 9:40 to go. We'll see what the Falcons do.
Staples going to kick off, Mike, from the 40-yard line, and they're going from your radio left to your radio right. Again, they're dressed with their white tops. What is that? It looks almost like a Coast Guard blue, Mike.
Yeah, navy blue. They kind of, I'm trying to think of the team they look like, but they really look flashy. 54, who is Andrew Bloom, one of the defensive ends. He's going to kick off. Deep is, as you said before, Dante Ross, Dante Kemp. So let's see what the Falcons can do. Their first time. Bloom gets his foot into the ball. Going to bounce around. Going to be taken by Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's going to be up to the 30. Charlie's going to be up to about the 32. Falcons with good field position on their own 32. Ronnie A., thank you for filling in. Thanks, Kevin. We had everybody. We had both Justices behind us. We got a convoy here.
I think little JJ wants to suit up and get out there and run a few times.
I wonder who we'd play for, Staples or Fitch.
I think they both take them. I'll tell you that much, Mike.
Well, wait till you see the offense NFA runs next year. You'll be amazing. You'll see a lot of JJ in that offense, as you will anyhow. Falcons have the ball on their own 33. They're in the double wing T. Hall, the fullback. DeVoe, the quarterback. See what the Falcons can do to answer. But with that long kick, pick back to Ross. Ross cuts inside. And Ross is going to run.
There you go.
67 yards for a touchdown. It's as simple as that. The last time we saw this was in a playoff game, Ronnie A. Remember when Michael Hall ran a touchdown on the first play? The other team came back and ran a touchdown on the first play. Dante Ross just answers 67 yards. Another big question. Down 7-6. Will Michael Emery go for 2, as he always does?
You know, Mike, you got to think he's going to stick to his game plan. He always goes for 2 after the first touchdown, and then he kicks after that. So I don't think he'll change it tonight, but we'll see. 67-yard run by Dante, the Inferno Ross, answers Staples. And I'll tell you what, they are going for 2, Mike.
Yes, they are, as they always do. DeVoe lines him up. Ross on one side, 24. Kemp on the other side. Hall in the middle. Hand off to Kemp. Kemp's going to try to corner, and Kemp's not going to make it. So it's going to be 7-6. But that was Ross's 19th touchdown of the year, Ronnie. He's got 38. There's only been like 3 guys that ever got 40 touchdowns for Fitch, and they got names like Mattis, Addison, McCoy.
Well, you know, the thing about Dante Ross that people don't really take into consideration, Mike, is they look at his total yards for the year, but they don't look at his yards per carry ratio, which is probably somewhere over 15 to 17.
The whole Fitch backfield, and we researched it today, averages, each one of them averages over 10 yards a carry. The whole backfield. It's never been heard of before, because Dante Ross is 12.5 yards a carry. Dante Kemp is 11, and George Hall at 240 averages 11 a carry. So let's see. That's unbelievable, Ronnie, that a whole offense can average over 10 yards a carry. I mean, it's not been heard. I mean, you knew Michael Jones averaged over 10 yards a carry for Korea, but for 3 guys on the same day, and this team has only played 7 games in 1 quarter.
Well, you know, you also got to figure we haven't looked at Dante Ross's career, Mike.
Oh.
He's got to be close to double digits for a career also.
Gosh.
And Doug DeBose couldn't do that did it for only 1 year at Montville.
Right, DeVoe's going to kick off. See what they got back. Crosses could be one of the guys deep. DeVoe gets to kick. Going to squib along. Just the guy I wanted. Krause is going to take it. Krause is back up to the 10. Krause is at top speed. He's up to the 33-yard line. This guy's faster than we think he is, Ronnie A.
Oh, very fast. And, you know, Staples is going to have a very fast team, Mike. They're not overly big. They're size-wise, they match up very good to Fitch. Fitch is probably a little bit bigger than them. But speed-wise, they match up very well to Fitch.
But we'll see.
They got that no-huddle offense, Mike. You know what I mean? Kind of like East Lyme. They all look down. The only difference is East Lyme looks at their right wrist for their play, and they look at their left wrist.
And also, Staples looks in the end zone after the play, so the quarterback's looking to stand up, okay? All right, from the 38-yard line. Hand off to Sandor. Sandor's going to carry a couple of people. He's going to get to about the 41. Going to get about 3 seconds and 7. And John Norris, all white shoes, comes in and makes the tackle. But this is a good Staples team, Ronnie. Like you say, they come in 9-1. They lost to Greenwich, ranked second in the state. Fitch ranked first in the state for the past 2 years. So this will be an interesting thing of how we get started. But Fitch had a game. I think they played Bristol Eastern. Maloney when it started like this, when Santiago was running.
Sure.
Fitch gets the game back on it. 2nd and 7 from the 41-yard line. Kraus goes in motion. DuPay, the lefty, looks straight back. He's going to be pressured. DuPay is going to throw it out. He's looking long for number 10. We'll have to pick up who 10 is, Ronnie.
You see somebody, whoever put these things, Mike, they didn't do it, and that's Jimmy Hughes.
Jimmy Hughes, number 10. We'll write him right down.
5'10", a sophomore, Mike, and he was open a little bit out there. Tyler Warwick looked like he was trying to catch up, but the pressure that was put on the quarterback was immense. But I saw about 2 or 3 holds out there, and I didn't see any flags, so we'll see what's happening.
Ain't going to see many things called. We got a neutral group here refereeing.
Yeah,
so.
well, somebody tackled Mike Hall while he was running for him. So
3rd and 7 from the 41.
George Hall, I'm sorry.
Double wing T. DuPay looks straight back, drops straight back, hands off to Kraus. Kraus is trying for the first down. Kraus going to be short on about the 47-yard line, so looks like they're going to have to punt. But they do a lot of that motion. They don't do it as tight as Fitch. They do it a whole lot more, and a lot of people going in motion.
A very similar offense as Fitch, except they got 2 wide receivers. But credit Dante Ross right there with a beautiful tackle, because, Mike, if he gets by Dante Ross right there, he's got a first down and a lot more. But Staples got a punt back to Fitch, 8:04 to play.
Kennedy punts. Gets a low line drive punt. Going to be bouncing around to Fitch 40. Going to be bouncing around at about the 37-yard line. The first time Fitch started on the 33, Ross went 67 yards. They start on the 37 here. And I'll tell you, a lot of people here, a lot of traffic, a lot of noise. This is what high school football is about.
Certainly is, Mike. That was kind of a shank punt right there, Mike, off the right side of his foot. Really didn't go very far at all. 7 for Staples and 6 for Fitch. And we're just 7:55 left to play in the first quarter, Mike. This is going to be a super game.
The Falcons come out in a double wing T. Kemp on one side, Ross on the other side, Hall in the middle, DeVoe to quarterback. DeVoe has never quarterbacked a losing game. Now they move up Kemp to the line of scrimmage. Hand off to George Hall. George Hall's going to carry the pack. He's going to get up to about the 40. He's going to get 3, 2nd down to 7. The middle of that line is really big in there for them, and they're going to come in and be looking for Hall. I think what happens to happen is George Hall has to have a good game to open the outside game.
I think that's exactly right, Mike, and I think that Fitch looked like they wanted to run that same play to Dante Ross right there, but they didn't. They gave it to Hall over the middle, and it's those Hall dives that need to be gains, like you said, Mike, to keep their defense honest from cheating.
Big 77 Galini, the nose guard on the tackle. 2nd and 7 from their own 40. Falcons with the ball. Staples has the lead. The Wreckers. Staples Wreckers. Kemp in motion. Hand off to Kemp. Kemp's going to try to get to the right side. Kemp's going to turn the corner. Kemp's going to get up close to the 44. He's going to still need 3 more. 3rd down about 3.
Just a run around right end, student body to the right side. Dante Kemp, nice spinning move to get a couple extra yards, but it's going to be longer than 3, Mike. Looks like a bad spot on the play. They put the ball right about at the 43-yard line.
So you need 4?
Yeah, it's 3rd and 5 or so, Mike. And I'll tell you what, we're just underway. 6:45 to play in the first quarter. Staples struck first on a 57-yard run by their
Kraus.
All-State fullback, halfback Kraus. Dante Ross on Fitch's first play of the game. 67-yard touchdown. Fitch didn't score afterwards. 7-6 Staples.
Cutter Oliver comes in the game, number 87 at tight end. Fitch still in double wing T. DeVoe's going to roll with it. DeVoe could keep it. He's going to get around the corner. DeVoe's going to get up close to the first down. Runs over a guy. Still running. I think he's got the first time. That's one of the first times this year DeVoe's kept it. He knew what to do. He's up to almost midfield.
Yeah, he broke and run around left. It looked like he wanted to keep going with the ball the entire time. He was being chased and run, and finally got run down there by number 57, John Raffler from Staples. And I just found out they're the Wreckers, huh?
Yep. Staples Wreckers. We hope they
How
don't.
does a Wrecker mascot look? Does it look like a junkyard crane?
Looks like a couple of the cars I used to have. From midfield, Falcons trail by 1. They got the ball. 6:16 to go. We're early in the first period. Double wing T for the Falcons. DeVoe with that long count as always. Kemp in motion. Hand off to George Hall. George Hall's going to go up the middle. And he's going to be grabbed right up there by Charlie Emerson. This junior tackle just grabbed the hole in 56. He maybe got 2 yards at most, George Hall.
Look for Hall to break one of those, Mike. As we looked, they had 7, 8 guys in the line right there. If Hall can get by that first waiver alignment, he's going to get a big gain. They've stopped him 2 times on that, but sooner or later, George Hall is going to have a long game going up the middle. I can feel it. I can smell it. Slim Jim, boy, he pounces out of that huddle. He wants to snap that ball and knock somebody down.
So do all these guys, Herman, Hansen, Gullickson. Good offensive line, excellent offensive line. 2nd and 8 from the 48 of Staples. Falcons with the ball right on the flag. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp almost loses it. Kemp gets maybe 2. Little bit of indecision on the pitch. Kemp got maybe to the 47. Going to be 3rd down 7, and White Shoes Norris is coming in the game. They may pass to White Shoes on this play. He's kind of hopping in there like he wants the ball.
It is a passing down, Mike. 3rd and 7 yards to go. Staples defense buttoned up there. Stopped Fitch on 2 plays. And we'll see what happens. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Staples lead 7-6 over Fitch. And Fitch has a big play right here. They're on Staples' 46-yard line with a 3rd down and 7.
They got to get past the 40. 3rd down, as you said. Falcons in that long count. Kemp goes in motion. DeVoe's going to roll to his left. DeVoe's looking. DeVoe throws it out, intended for Coleman. And the ball was knocked away by Brian Valero. But I think we got a flag because he got there much earlier to Coleman than the ball did.
He started tackling him before the ball got there. It certainly looks like it's going to be a pass interference against Staples. Referee signaling now it is a pass interference against Staples. So that's a big break for Fitch, Michael, though that ball was catchable. DeVoe did throw it right on the money.
15 yards from the 47. He'll be down to the Staples 32. If DeVoe pulls it off tonight, he'll have 20 in a row at quarterback, never having lost.
And that doesn't count the freshman season.
Oh, when he was a million.
They didn't lose a game when he quarterbacked that time either. So, all-state wrestler. He's a baseball pitcher. He does it all for Fitch. And right now, it's 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Staples leading Fitch 7-6. Fitch with the ball on the 31-yard line of Staples, and they're marching.
Yes, they are. They're marching, trying to get back the lead at 7-6. They don't like to be behind the Falcons. #1 team in the state. Double handoff to Ross. Ross is going to be taken down after about a 2-yard gain. Wasn't he? Ross got hit in the backfield, but carried a couple of people and got himself a couple of yards, and Fitch is in 4-down territory. 2nd down, about 8.
That's left side linebacker John Nealon for Staples, who was able to tackle Ross and hold him back just a gain of about 2, maybe 3. Mike, going to be 2nd down and 7. Now the ball is on the 29-yard line of Staples. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left to play first quarter. Staples 7, Fitch 6. Fitch with the ball and driving.
On the Staples 29, as you said. That double wing tee the Falcons have used for the past 5 years. They've had great success with it. Pitch back to Ross. Ross catches, Ross spins. He's down to about the 25-yard line, and he's met by Brian Allen, one of the defensive backs. So it's 3rd and 5, but Fitch is in 4th down territory. And who knows? They may roll the dice with DeVoe on a field goal.
Well, you know, the thing is, Staples right now has 9 people in the box, Mike. They're committing to stopping the run. It's going to open up some other things for Fitch. Fitch will show their diversification tonight, because if they maintain 9 people in that box, I mean, there were 9 people, Mike, within a 25-foot radius right there. If that maintains, you're going to see some passes probably thrown by Fitch. We'll see, though. 3rd down and a long 4 for the Falcons.
And do they pass? DeVoe has 14 touchdown passes here with very few passes. Pitch back to Kemp, running to the right. Kemp's got to bounce it outside. Kemp's going to go nowhere. He's going to get a yard, maybe to the 24. Going to be 4th down at least 3.
And the ball, Mike's on the 24-yard line of Staples. They have to go to the 21, so it's going to be 4th down and 3. If they did attempt a field goal, they have not attempted a field goal all year, though, Mike. If they attempted it from here, it would be a 42-yarder. Yeah, so that's a little bit probably out of DeVoe's range, but we don't know what his range is because he's never done it.
Well,
but I know in those extra points, he kicks it over the fence a couple times.
And that Platty hit a house. I'll tell you, Nealon, their linebacker, is not much of a guy, 52, but boy, is he all over the field. He's not a very big guy. 4th down, and they need 3. They got to make at least the 20-yard line. That's the Falcons. 7-6, Staples. Hand off to Ross. Ross cuts it. Ross got the 1st down. Ross got more. He's inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. They can run that left side all game.
Nice run around left then. I was looking to see if I saw a flag on the field, but no flag, Mike. Big fourth down conversion by the Falcons. 2 minutes and 29 seconds to play in the first quarter. Falcons now with the ball on the 18-yard line of the Staple Wreckers, and they trail 7-6. They being the Fitch Falcons, Mike, but they're marching. Long, sustained drive right here. You got to put some points on the board.
They're on the 18 of Staples. Double wing T as always. Dante Kemp in motion. Hand off to Kemp. He's going to try to get to the right side. He's bowed back. Gets it inside. He's going to have some pie. Boy, he's met. He's met on about the 17.
Boy, he certainly was met.
That
Mike,
was
and
number six.
Charlie Stevens. He's a junior cornerback who came up, and what had happened was it looked like Kemp was just starting to cut and try to cut and slipped on the wet turf because the grass, as I said earlier, is a little bit wet. A lot of moisture, a lot of humidity in the air. Started to slide backwards, and then all of a sudden number 6 Charlie Stevens says, "You're going all the way back."
Wow, Stevens had a big hit. And Kemp, again, they're having trouble running the right side. They're right, but they can run to the left. See what they do. 2nd and 9 from the 17-yard line. Go with the long count. Ball's on the ground, so we'll see what happens.
Looks like DeVoe got it right back, Mike. The ball slipped right out of his hands, but that's going to cost Fitch a down and maybe a yard. So it's going to be, he lost about a foot, so it's going to be 2nd and 8 right now, Mike. A 3rd and 8 for the Falcons with 1 minute and 11 seconds left to play. Staples leading Fitch 7-6.
I'll tell you, this a game. You've got the number 9 team in the state playing the number 1. Okay, you've got Berlin lost out on a tiebreaker. That's why Staples is here. So Staples is, by a charm, is in here, but they're making sure their presence is known. 3rd down and 8 from about the 16-yard line. DeVoe's going to put it out. DeVoe's got Dante Kemp. Touchdown, Fitch. 16 yards, DeVoe. 15 touchdown passes. Dante Kemp with the touchdown pass. That's 13 touchdowns for Dante. DeVoe threw it right out there. The only place who could catch it was Dante Kemp.
Ball was thrown right on the money. Give Will DeVoe all the credit in the world. And Dante Kemp made an excellent over-the-shoulder catch in the left-hand corner. Makes the score 12 for Fitch and 7 for Staples, and 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. But give Dante Kemp, nice job for catching it over his shoulder, but Mike, the ball was right on the money, thrown by Will DeVoe.
And the protection was right there too. They got to go for 2. Falcons head 12-7. First time they've had the lead. Hand off to Ross. Ross going to just power through. Ross got it. So it's 14-7. Ross followed George Hall. That'll usually get you in the end zone. So Ross comes up with the 2-point conversion after the touchdown pass to the other Dante. Dante kept Falcons 14, Staples 7.
You got it, Mike. Let's take a break. You're listening to State Championship Football on 980 The Ticket.
Do a 60. Ronnie's got his headset off.
Just one, yeah, just one, Kenny, all right, please? That thing ain't been right all game. I can put somebody over there.
I don't know. What do we got, Kenny? We're on? All right, we're on, Ronnie. And we're back here at Dorr Field.
14 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. Mike, I got to tell you, Pete Johnson's father had a stroke. He's sitting at a hospital right now, listening on the radio. We want to wish him best of luck and a quick recovery.
No, well, let me tell you something. If the Falcons can do anything to make them feel better, they're doing it, Mr. Johnson.
He started that breakfast they used to have 20, 30 years ago for the Fitch team. They started a breakfast for him. You know, London used to have that same tradition way back when. He started it. Now it's a luncheon they do for the kids, so we want to wish him to get well soon. 14 for Fitch, 7 for Staples. Will DeVoe going to kick off to Staples.
Will's used to doing this. Will gets a low line drive kick being stapled around. Picked up by Sandor, the fullback. Sandor runs, gets a few moves, and all of a sudden they bring him down. All of a sudden the Falcons are smoked up now. Staple Wreckers will take over 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. And excuse me, that was Valerio with the run back, one of the defensive linebackers. And I guess what's happening now is the Wreckers are now got to figure out how do we get back into this game. It was too easy for them the first time.
Well, you know, Mike, that was a 66-yard drive by Fitch right there. And they ran off about 12 plays. They converted it on a 4th down, Mike. They converted it on a 3rd down when they needed to. So that was a super drive right there by the Fitch Falcons.
Allen flanked out to the right. DuPay, the quarterback. DuPay hands off to Looks like Sandor. Sandor slips on the flag at about the 41, and he's going to get about 5, going to be 6, going to be second down and 4. And he was just a step away from going a long way.
Well, he was a step away because Dante the Inferno Ross, the Martin Luther King Scholarship Award winner, had a hold of his shoe that wouldn't let him go any farther, Mike, which knocked him down.
Herman flanked out to the right. Krause in motion. Hand off to Sandor. Sandor's going to have the first down. Looks like the big Staples team decides they're going to run up the middle of the field. They get a first down on the 45. That'll do the first period.
That's the end of the first period right there. We'll take a break. 14 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. You're listening to high school football on 980 The Ticket. Might be able to get 2 in, Kenny. He might be able to get 2 in. Man, live. That offensive line surge there was pretty good for Staples. Did you get the Bloomfield Stonington score?
When I call back in.
Let me have that when you get it, all right? This crowd is so quiet. You can hear a pin drop. It's like these people are spoiled, man. They really are. Matter of fact, they make me sick. Thanks. That's perfect, Kenny. Now we'll run the Pfizer Scholar at halftime. You got that in there? I think it's 18. Okay, thanks, Kenny. All right, we ready? All right, Mike, do it for TV.
All right. From the 45-yard line, first down, Krause in motion. Hand off to Sandor, and Sandor's going to go nowhere because Stammatine grabs a hold of him. But I'll tell you, one guy is a huge blocker in there. This big 56, Charlie Emerson. Okay, he's one of the offensive tackles. He's just blowing holes away. But on that one, Sandor only got 1.
14 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. Staples now with the second down and about 2. Mike McLaughlin and I'm Ron Adams, live from Dorr Field at Fitch Senior High School.
46-yard line. DuPay looks out, going to throw the ball. It's going to be knocked down. I'll tell you, Neil Lurkin was Charlie Brown, and Charlie Brown's going to get his. I think he threw that for number 1 Herman.
You know, Mike, Staples not really a passing team. I mean, they've only attempted 56 passes coming in a division where they play tough games each and every week. DuPay is 19 for 56 for 342 yards, Mike.
But he's got 9 interceptions out of 50 passes.
And only 2 touchdowns via the air. So big third down for Staples right here. 3rd down and 10.
All right. In motion DuPay. He pitches back to Hughes. Hughes got some running room. They're trying to string it out. Hughes going to have the first down. Hughes going to be knocked out of bounds by Charlie Brown, but super speed by Hughes to get around the corner. I think he's got the first down on about the Falcon 46-yard line.
And DuPay paid the price right there that every quarterback pays on the option right there, waiting to the last second. Nice pitch, and he got leveled. It looked like DJ Coleman, who sat him down, but a big 12-yard gain around right end.
Measurement, Ronnie.
10-yard game, so they're going to measure. It's very close. If not, Mike, it'll be a 4th and an inch. But I got to tell you that it looks like Staples got it. But, you know, Staples' offensive line is getting a nice surge against the Falcons, Mike. They showed it on the first down, and that play right there was a very nicely run play by the Staple Wreckers. 14 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. Referees measuring right now, and it looks like they got it, but
Nothing yet. Nobody called anything in
I don't know if you get much closer than this right here. Holy cow.
They're still looking at it. We'll tell you that
about an inch.
Staples' offensive line is 56
Yep.
Charlie Emerson, 68 Rosenthal, 65 McQuaid, 54 Andrew Bloom, and 58 Ben Stefan. And it looks like
4th and an inch. Mike.
4th and an inch. And this is what state championships are made of, Ronnie A.
Ball on the 45-yard line of Fitch. Staples, they can't wait to go for it. They're already out there over the ball. The referee hasn't even set it down yet.
You know, Krause hasn't run the ball since he made the touchdown.
Well, that's a good sign. Maybe they won't give it to him anymore.
Valerio is in the backfield. They may punt. No, they got to be going for
They
it.
got to go for it, Mike. They got about 2 inches to get. It's state championship football, like you said. They got everybody in tight, and they're in the wishbone offense right now, Mike.
Santor, the fullback, Dupre, the quarterback, probably be a quarterback sneak. Dupre goes off the side. He's got the first down. He's up to about the 44-yard line. That's where you, as a quarterback, pick which guard you're going over and go on it. He got the first down.
Now Staples has the ball with 1st and 10. They're on the Fitch 44-yard line. Beautiful evening at Dorr Field into a packed crowd. People lined up 3, 4, 5 deep along the fences all around the field. Mike, we got a big crowd here at Fitch tonight.
Oh, yeah, CIAC's happy.
Nobody called it in.
CIAC's happy. They'll be taking in some cash tonight. From the 44-yard line up Fitch. Staples with the ball. Hand off to Sandor. Sandor's going to push the pile. Sandor's still running. Sandor's to about the 41. He's going to pick up 3, 2nd and 7. Sandor's a big kid.
Nice, big, strong run. He gave Mike Stamatine a little ride right there, and we haven't seen that too many times. Gain of about 4 for Staples. Going to be 2nd down and 6 for Staples. Ball being placed right on the 40-yard line, just to the right of the beautiful flag that Kevin Lundy put in. And it's absolutely beautiful. And I'll tell you what, I hope the Board of Education and the superintendent get a chance to see this beautiful field and the extra hard work. Give him a couple vacation days, Mike.
Without a doubt. All you got to do is watch TV. They'll see it. 2nd down and 6. You're safe in the Fitch 40. Falcons ahead 14-7. Pitch back to Kraus. Kraus is trying to get you outside. He's going to be taken down by Dante Ross. Dante Ross just came up, took him down on 39. And Kraus was like 10 yards back in the backfield. He had to run 10 yards to get to the line of scrimmage.
Well, he got knocked back another 10 yards, too, when George Hall said, let me introduce you to Dorr Field, the turf here. And George Hall creamed the quarterback. And I don't know what the assignments are, but I would imagine that that's Hall's assignment on that pitch is to cream the quarterback. And if it is, he did it that time. Certainly did.
I think George Hall is supposed to hit the quarterback every time they run the option.
I think he does.
And I think the timeout for the Wreckers. 14-7 Fitch. Wreckers called time.
And we'll take a break. 14 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. You're listening to high school football on 980 The Ticket. Hey, caught you napping, huh? What? Oh. Save them for the halftime. We got 9 minutes, all right? You're the man. You don't know. You don't. How come there's minutes in there? I told Maz to clear it out. What minute spots does he have in there? Thanks. And we're back at Fitch High School. 14 for Fitch, 7 for Staples. Fitch got it going with a nice run by Dante Ross, but before that, a nice run by Kraus for Staples, Mike, a 57-yard run. Dante Ross returned it with a 67-yard run, and then Fitch on a nice 12-yard drive, and they capped it off on a touchdown.
Get a helicopter landing right here.
What's that?
Must be W8, Channel 8 News helicopter just landing over there, going to cover this game. Right back over by Grasso Tech. Whatever it is, it's 3rd down and 5 for the Wreckers on the Falcon 39. Falcons with the lead, 14-7. Wreckers with the ball. Hughes in motion. Pitch back, and there's that double handoff. Kraus falls down, and there's Dante Kemp down on the ball along with Stamatine. They're fighting with it. We'll see who's got it. Look, the Falcons say they have it. The referee says the Falcons have it on the 46-yard line. That play lost about 20 yards. It's one of those big double handoffs. They pitched to Hughes, who pitched back to Kraus. And Stamatine, who got knocked back last time, delivered the punch. And who's in the middle every time? Tyler Walworth.
Tyler Walworth, George Hall all over the ball with Mike Stamatine. It looked like a couple of Fitch players were fighting over it after a while, Mike, but as you said, 15 yards they lost in that play. They started it out with on the 39-yard line, Mike. Now the ball is on the 46-yard line. The Fitch has the ball on Staples' 46-yard line.
And they're looking to put more on the board, the Falcons side. They have the ball, they have the lead, 14-7. The ball with that long count, as always. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp cuts it inside. Kemp's going to be stood up by Valerio. Kemp's going to get maybe 3, but I'll tell you what, Valerio just held his ground and took Kemp down.
Yes, he did. Staples plays a very nice defense, and they have a very nice football team, or they wouldn't be here if they didn't have a nice football team, Mike. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say it too many more times, but the last time Fitch lost on this field was just to this very same team. So a little bit of paybacks to do tonight, and hope that's on the minds of Fitch. Staples got it in their mind that they beat him once, they can beat him again.
But these kids were in middle school when that happened, Roddy, you know what I mean? 38, he's 30.
Oh, Mike, you're taking the drama out.
43-yard line. Picked up 3, second down and 7. It's on the Staples 43. Pitch back to Ross. Ross gets to the outside. Rush is going to be down to about the 41, almost to 40. They're going to need 4 more, so it's going to be 3rd down. But I'll tell you what, I think any spot on the field now, the Falcons will be in 4-down territory because they want to put another score on before the half. They want to get some points here. They want to get a little breathing space because this Staples is a very, very good team. We can't say that enough.
8 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half. Fitch leading 14-7. All the scoring done in the first quarter. Mike, no one scored in the second quarter yet. Fitch wants to score. They got the ball on Staples' 41-yard line, 3rd and 5.
Dude, they do. Fitch averages 54 points a game. They only played 7 games in 1 quarter, but they've done very well this year. Kemp in motion. Stops. Kemp goes back in motion. DeVoe calls timeout. What they want to do is draw Staples off on that play, and it didn't work.
Right, Mike. We've seen that many times, and that's a design play. They put Kemp in motion. They stop him, hoping to draw somebody out. But the discipline of Staples showed through, Mike. They didn't have one guy that moved the muscle.
Staples probably had every film of Fitch. They know every play. They've charted every play. They've seen all kinds of stuff on them. They got a big-time senior-laden team here. This is a team that comes. They've only been in the playoffs one other time. That was the year they played Fitch in '97. So, I mean, it's not an everyday occasion when Staples gets in the playoffs.
Mike, did they win the state championship
No.
after they played Fitch?
No, they lost. I forget who they lost to, but they didn't win it. That was the shock of a lifetime that Fitch lost. And who ran it? Mark DeVito, who just threw 4 touchdown passes against UConn Saturday.
They lost to Hand Madison.
What?
They lost to Hand to Madison.
That's right. Thank you.
But, I mean, who ran the touchdown running? Mark DeVito, who just threw 4 touchdown passes against UConn.
Yeah, he's another player not good enough
Yeah.
to go to UConn. Mars Petrasio was the coach back then, and he's the coach now. And I'll tell you what, he's a good coach. I've talked to a lot of people downstate, well respected down that area. But here comes Fitch, Mike, 3rd and 5 on the 41-yard line of Staples.
See what they do. Falcons. Kemp in motion, pitch back to Kemp. Kemp gets the outside. Kemp has the 1st down. Kemp's inside the 35-yard line, down to 34, 1st down.
Nice run by Dante Kemp right around right side. Some good blocking right there. Cutter Oliver showing the way along with the rest of the Fitch line. And we got Eric Herman Munster. We talk about Pat Hansen. He's in the middle of that stuff. Slim Jim, Rasheed Harris, Mark Gullickson, the birthday boy. This Thanksgiving was his birthday, Mike. But you were at Stonington having a ball with that Stonington Weston game.
It was a great game.
1st and 10 for Fitch on the Staples 34-yard line.
Falcons are marching, as they always march. Takes a little slow this time. Pitch back to Ross. Ross cuts it inside. Ross is down close to the 30. Ross may be in the 30. And there's Herman and Slim Jim. They love to hit people. I think the whole school hopes that Herman keeps playing until Saturdays. He'll probably hit somebody in the school, not as a punch or anything, but he'll be banging people all week because this kid will hit anybody. Buzz Lightyear. That's what he reminds me of.
Boy, and we've talked about him all year long, but the most impressive thing that Eric Herman Munster does is on the kickoffs, you don't see anybody take a wedge out like he does, Mike. He'll take 4 or 5 out. He don't care. 2nd down, 6 for Fitch. Ball on the 30-yard line of Staples.
And a big improvement in the linesman Gullickson at right tackle. He's been immense. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp takes it outside. Kemp spins, turns. Valero's got it, but he carries Valero down close to the 25. It's close to the 1st down. He may have it.
Keeping them feet going north to south, Mike, as he was spinning and moving and turning around. Nice run by Dante Kemp. Going to be 3rd down, Mike, and a yard for Fitch. Ball right short of the 25-yard line. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half. Don't forget, at halftime, the Pfizer Scholar Athlete Award winner. We're going to play that for you. Didn't have time in the pregame, so we're going to play that at halftime.
3rd and about 1. Looks like George Hall going to carry the ball this time. He may break this one. See what George does. Falcons with it, 3rd and 1. Hand off to George. George is going to go right up in the middle of the line, and he's going to, if he's not there, he's almost there. I'll tell you, he's awful close. He's up close to the 25-yard line. That could give him what he needs. No, they spot a little short of the 25.
It's going to be 4th and Mike. It was about 4th and 2 feet. Now it's 4th and about 6 inches. That's George Hall territory. But, you know, the nice job that Staples has done scouting Fitch, because they were waiting for George Hall. They tried to fake him out like they were going around the end, and Staples wasn't biting at all. But you know what? They might fake the George Hall right here, Mike, and do a little something around the end. We'll see. 4th down and about 1 inch for Fitch.
Or DeVoe could keep it himself. Let's see what they do. Hit off to Hall. Hall just pushes the pile. Hall's got the line. Hall was like shot out of a cannon. He just like leaned forward, got inside the 25-yard line, got the first down at about the 20. They weren't stopping George Hall. The Giants weren't stopping George Hall on that play.
No, he was leading the way with his right forearm and his right shoulder pad, and he was knocking anything down that got in his way. First down for Fitch. Well, they're going to measure now. And it looks like it's a first down, but who knows? You never know. I think the spot is pretty good. It looks like it's right on the first down, but here comes the referees, and they're going to bring it in to measure. But you had Stonington, Mike, Thanksgiving, and that was a real good game. How's that Westerly team match up against Connecticut team?
Well, Westerly, they would do well in the ECC. They got a lot of size. They got a couple of real fast players. They've got a very good running back who was hobbled a little bit, and Brian Lynch, who's about a 220-pound fullback. They just can't pass. Okay, that's what happens to a lot of these teams. They can't pass. Everybody thinks Fitch can't pass, but DeVoe has 15 touchdown passes.
That's all he's got, and they also got a first down by about half the length of the football, Mike. 1st and 10 for Fitch, 5 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half. Ball in the Staples 24-yard line.
See what the Falcons do. DeVoe always with that long count. Pitch back to Ross to the left. Ross has got some running room. Ross is going to spin. Ross is inside the 20. Ross is down to about, looks like the 19. Probably picked up 5, and that's a good play on first down against Staples, because now they have some room to operate down to about the 18-yard line. He picked up 6, 2nd and 4.
Cutter Oliver comes in. He's coming in, bringing in the play as he's telling quarterback Will DeVoe the play right now. Slim Jim breaks out of that huddle, man. He's always the first one out diving for that ball. He can't wait. He knows where the play's going.
He got to play last year a lot, okay, when Michael Hall got hurt. He's ready to play this year as all the Fitch team are. 2nd down on the 18, about 4. Kemp in motion, pitch to the right. Kemp cuts to the side. Kemp bounces some people. Kemp's at about the 16, going to be 3rd down, about 2.
Run around right. The way it looks is that Kemp takes the ball around the right side, Ross takes the ball around the left side, and Hall takes the ball up the middle.
Liberatore with the tackle. That's not bad. That's pretty good offense, considering they're all average over 10 yards a carry. They may all score 100 points this year. The whole backfield may score 100. That'll be a 2nd year in a row that the starting backfield for Fitch, each guy scored at least 100 points.
Amazing. 3rd down, Mike, and about 2 for Fitch. Ball on the 17, 16-yard line of Staples.
3rd and 2. They're obviously in 4-down territory. Pitch back to Ross on the left side. Ross bounces away. Ross got the first down. Ross is down to the 10. Ross is turning it. Ross is going to be knocked out of bounds. Got to give him a touchdown. Ross goes into the end zone. Okay, and I'll tell you what, that's Ross's 2nd touchdown. Ross just ran 16 yards. And what more can you ask for? That gives Ross 20 touchdowns this year, 39 on his career, and he's moving in on 40, and only Joe Addison, Matt Maddox, and McCoy been there.
A nice run around left end. Right now, what they're going to do, Will DeVoe is going to try to kick the extra point. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the first half. Fitch now leading 20-7 and going to try to make it 21-7. A nice run by Dante Ross for our left side. Really showed his speed, Mike, because he saw the end of that corner and he went for it for the touchdown.
High snap. Ross puts it down. DeVoe with a high kick. That's good. DeVoe with a tremendous kick. Would have been a 40-yard field goal. 21 for the Falcons. Staples gives up 10 points a game. Falcons have got 21. 3:36 to go. We're in the first half.
And they talk about the tough conference that they play in down there. Mars Petraccio had talked about some of the games that he said. They said they've seen teams like Fitch that are big, strong, and aggressive all year long. And he says that they feel the league they're in, which is the FCIAC, and the fact that they play strong competition each and every week is going to help them today. Well, it's 21 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put that recliner down and turn ER Law or something on, because I tell you what, Staples can strike, and they can strike quick.
But Petraccio forgot one word: fast. These guys are like laser beams, and that's what the whole thing is, the speed. And we got John Luciano, the principal. He's making sure order is kept here today up in the press box. He'll make sure of that. Okay, he's watching Miles. He's making sure Miles obeys the different rules that he's got to do here.
Well, somebody should be watching him. I mean, jeepers, Miles ain't been right since he fed himself that one.
That's
day.
right.
He didn't bring any food up to us.
Kraus.
I'm glad the boss is here tonight. I feel better.
New Britain 14, West Haven 3.
New Britain 14, West Haven 3. Jackie Corcoran in the London. Kraus has it on the 15. Kraus up to the 25. Kraus with some running room. Kraus going to get to the outside. Kraus is up near midfield. Kraus going to be knocked out of bounds on about. See, they're going to bring in, we'll see where they spot it. It's going to probably be about the 46-yard line. Kraus can really motor.
Boy, he does. He's got a lot of speed, Mike, and Staples got some good block, and they've been getting good field position on the 3 or 4 kicks that Fitch has had. 3 kicks after scores and 1 to start off the game. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. They backed it up, Mike, to the 45-yard line. So Staples will take over, and Staples trails Fitch 21-7 with 3:25 left to play in the first half. Ball right on their own 45-yard line. But with Kraus, Mike, they can score quick. Doesn't take them long at all.
But they may have to pass as Allen is flanked out to the left. To pay the quarterback. Kraus in motion. Handoff inside to Hughes, and Hughes is going nowhere. That's the hit man. The
White Shoes got him, Mike.
White Shoes got him?
It was all White Shoes right there. Yeah, White Shoes Norris wrapped him up and threw him down.
Yep. I'll tell you what, John Norris is...
And I thought Norris was quarterback, and they come in against Ledger because Capolo came in, but Capolo's wearing white shoes now, trying to fake me out is what he was trying to do.
Well, I want to say a thank you to Capolo's stepfather, Marty Visione, for... We were up at the place he works Saturday night. It was a big-time event. I'll be singing with the Pips Gladys night before that show was over. Okay, 2nd down and 10 from the 45-yard line of Staples. Staples has an inside handoff to Kraus. Kraus gets away from Tyler Walworth. Kraus gets brought down by who? Dante Ross, and you said the surest tackler that they have. He gets about 8. They give him so much room. It's like a punt return when he gets the ball. He's got so much room to maneuver.
Yeah.
3rd down about 2.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd down about 2. Staples now at the 46-yard line of Fitch. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half. And Fitch does not want Staples to score now, Mike. They really want to hold them and go in with that 14-point lead.
You know who Staples' uniforms are? The Los Angeles team in extreme football.
Oh.
That's who they are.
I've seen them play a lot.
That's their uniform. Come on now, when you ain't got a life and you got a side like this, you watch these things. 3rd down and 2 from the 47-yard line of Falcons. Hand off to Hughes. Hughes spins off something. Hughes got some running room. Hughes is in the open. Who brings him down? Dante Ross.
About his 10th tackle of the half already, but the long gain on the play right there. For Staples, 1:58. They're moving the change. The clock is stopped while the chains are moving. Staples with the no-huddle offense. And they're ready to go. 1:55 now. Ball on the Fitch 34-yard line. Going to be a 1st and 10 for Staples, Mike. I told you they could move the ball.
Yes, they could. The Ernest Hemingway lookalike Mike Ellis is coming into the press box. Hand off to Sandor. Sandor spins off. He's in the 30. Going to be stacked up on about the 29-yard line. And there's Dante Ross again with number 1, Lowjack. Lowblack, I'm sorry. Lowjack is a commercial. Lowblack with the tackle. But you know the thing, Ronnie? Staples going to have to pass. Because this time goes fast when you run the ball.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. But, you know, if Staples scores here with 1:20 left to play in the first half, it's a 1-point game. I mean, a 1-touchdown game, Mike.
2nd down and about 7.
George Hall just creamed the quarterback, Mike. Holy cow.
What happened is Dupre was looking to pitch back to Hughes running the side, and George Hall just said, my job is to hit you every time you want to run the option. Let's see how many times you want to run it.
George Hall creamed him.
5-yard loss, wow. Ronnie, eh? 3rd down and 10.
Shows the durability of Dupre, Mike. He's just up bouncing around like nothing happened.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to remember this play that he throws. 3rd down and 10 from the 35-yard line of the Falcons. Kraus in motion. Dupre looks. Dupre throws it to Kraus. Kraus gets by one man. Kraus gets by another. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. Going to lose a yard on that play. And who was there but Tyler Dante Ross again. White Shoes Norris. Low Black and Mr. Herman Munster.
Yeah, you got it. Staples calls a timeout. 23 seconds left to play. That was a nice swarming defensive tack right there by Fitch because, Mike, there was 5 or 6 guys around the ball. Robert Taylor got there first, and it was a nice move that put him by Robert Taylor. But as soon as he did, Taylor slowed him up enough that a lot of Fitch guys were able to come over and finish him up and put him down, led by number 66, Eric Herman Munster for Fitch. DJ Coleman was over there chasing people around. So ball now, Mike's on the 36-yard line. Staples have the ball. 23 seconds left to play in the first half. And Mike Emery on the field talking to the Fitch defense. Staples coach Mars Petraccio on the field talking to the Staples offense. he'd like to see a score in these last 23 seconds. They just tried a screenplay, Mike. That's what that was. And that went for nothing. So we'll see what happens. But you might be right, Mike. Staples might have to put a lot of bit of air under that ball.
Only 23 seconds to go. Fitch catches in the middle of the field. They may not get another playoff.
But, you know, their offensive line is really not used to pass blocking, and you're going to see a George Hall pay big dividends in the second half if they start passing it, because Hall's going to get in Dupay's kitchen real quick.
He's been in Dupay's kitchen. I don't think Dupay still realizes after the other play, Ronnie, exactly that he's in Groton, Connecticut, 82 miles away from Westport. 4th and 12. Dupay rolls out to the right, being chased. Dupay's going to throw it. It's going to be knocked down, and Dante Ross ran in front of that, but he'd be gutted by Charlie Brown and Dante Kemper. Was intended for Allen. Staples going to turn the ball over. Fitch is going to come out of here with a 21-7 lead.
And let's
16 seconds.
Mike, credit Alistair Loblack again, chasing Dupay all over the field that time. And Dupay couldn't get anything on the ball. It landed about 5 yards short of the intended receiver. And we've said it all the time. We say it all the way. The best pass defense you can have, Mike, is a good pass rush, and that's what they're doing.
Falcons have the ball, 16 seconds left, 21-7 lead. We're in the first half. They have it on their own 36-yard line. Double wing T, probably take a knee. DeVoe with that high count. DeVoe goes right down. That'll do the first half unless Staples has some timeouts. No, Staples chooses not to. So in a half where Staples ran and the first time he had the ball, Krause 57 yards. Fitch answers with 21 points, 2 touchdowns by Dante Ross, 1 by Kemp. The next thing you know, Dante Ross closing in on 1,000 yards in this game run. He needs 149. He's got at least 67, and he's got half of that now. But the more important thing is right there is what Fitch cares about, 21-7.
Yeah, Mike, you know, and the thing about it, and we mentioned Dante Ross on offense all the time, but Jiminy Crickets, he must have made 10 unassisted tackles in the first half all over the field on defense. And, of course, Dante Ross is a vital cog to this offense. Yeah, you can play a little music.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Let me take, you know.
Do you have it? You still, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But let me tell you something. A kid score 900 to 1,000 points on the college program is like gold. Any school they want to go to, if they're at, they can go to. Any school. I mean, if you get more than that, you get rejoicing. That's where it is. I mean, that's what it's, like George Hall probably got maybe 900 or more. He's missed 100 points in college sports. Opens a whole.
Thank you very much, Kenny Fields. And you heard Kenny Fields, Bloomfield 6 and Stonington 0. They're right at halftime. That game's being played at Manchester High School due to the work being done at Bloomfield High School. Score right here, 21 for Fitch and 7 for Staples, Mike, but it was a very hard fought and a very well-played first half. Not many penalties. The one turnover by Staples, which led to one of the Fitch scores, Mike. Take that turnover away, and you got a real close game. But I'll tell you what, this game is far from being over right now.
This halftime I saw go on as the Staples coaches came down, the Fitch coaches came down. We had our first free agent bid for a high school player. They saw J.J. Justice. Both schools bid for him to play in the second half.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know. I think Staples offered him a couple more bucks because they got more money down there, don't they, in Westport?
They might have a little more money, but I'll tell you what, if they take J.J., then the other team's got to take Jimmy.
That's right. That'll even it out.
I think Jimmy got a few plays left in him. What do you think?
I think he's got enough to get through this game. Especially if he starts in the second half. He'll be fine.
He'll take that opening kickoff and probably go all the way like he did at Syracuse.
Yes, he did. But he didn't do it in the Carrier Dome. He did it at Archibald Stadium.
Was that right?
Where Jim Brown used to wear the same number he did, and Ernie Davis.
But in any event, we're getting ready for the start of the second half right now. 21 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. And the captains are getting ready to meet at the midfield right now. The captains For Staples across the side, Mike's number 52 for Staples.
Is Nealon.
Nealon, of course, the quarterback Dupay.
Okay.
Of course, 27 for Staples
Lebator.
is the captain, and also 54.
Oh, that's 54 is Andrew Bloom. But let's just carry this J.J. Justice thing a little. You know, J.J.'s a good athlete in his own right. His dad is. How do you top when your dad says, first time I touched the ball in college for Syracuse, I ran the ball back for a touchdown? What are you going to do to top that?
Nothing. Just hope you can equal it, I guess. But Fitch is short one of their captains. Will DeVoe's out there. Hitman Capone's out there. And also Dante Ross.
Tyler Walworth, the other one. Where's Tyler?
Walworth, the other captain. We'll see. He's being worked on, I think, on the sideline. Someone's being stretched out there. But an excellent defensive first half for Fitch Senior High School. Staples moved the ball, but when they got down to crunch time, Fitch was able to stop him. The only touchdown that Staples was able to get, Mike, was a 57-yard run by their star running back for Staples, and that's Robbie Krause. So Fitch is going to receive the kickoff because they lost the coin toss to start the game off, and Staples elected to receive. So Fitch will start out with the ball, and a good way to start out, Mike, is by putting a score up on top right off the bat.
Well, I remember we didn't do the game, but we were up at St. Bernard's doing a game, and we got somebody called on the score, said Killingly 7. Fitch, I mean, because the kid ran the kickoff back for a touchdown. Next thing you know, Fitch ran off 63 points. So we'll see what happens.
Killingly was sorry they did that.
Because Staples' average is 27. They got 7, and it took a great run by Krause for them to get that 7, because they weren't anywhere near the end zone after that, and the Falcons just came up big.
But let me just say the first half, I'll tell you, I can't say enough about the performance of Dante Ross. Not only on offense, a 67-yard run on offense, but on defense. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand some of the tackles he made. He was the last person 4 or 5 or 6 times, Mike, to stop the runner from going all the way, and he did it every single time with some sure-handed tackler, the Martin Luther King Scholarship Award winner.
I'm going to tell you one thing, Ronnie. We watch players a lot. There was a great player here last year by the name of Maddox who had all the flair. He had the flair for the dramatic. Dante Ross, okay, is more efficient than Maddox is. He's going to go one of the all-time great players. Very few people rush for 1,000. Very few score 40. He's the surest tackler on defense. He returns punt. He's been a great player. Let's see what happens as Bloom is going to kick off. He's going to squib it. Menard lets it get by him. Charlie Brown picks it up, and Charlie, the sophomore, shows senior. Falls right on the ball on the 29-yard line, so Falcons going to take over. Because Charlie, not a basketball player, didn't want to be dribbling that.
No, that's all. It was a smart play right there by Charlie Brown, because that ball was kicked and it was rolling around end over end. It was bouncing funny every which way it could go. You don't want to try to pick that up and get cute and get 3 or 4 or 5 more yards. Just fall on it and let your offense take over. So Fitch is going to start the second half right now. Ball on the 29-yard line. Fitch has got 71 yards to go for a touchdown, and Will DeVoe comes out leading the way.
Looking for win number 20, state semifinal game here at Falcon. Kemp runs it to the right. Kemp gets up past the 30. Kemp's down to about the 33. He's going to pick up 4. And that has been a good play for them. Hasn't broke as much as they usually do, but they get 3-4 yards right off the bat. Walworth's okay. He's coming off the field now as they interchange the 2 tight ends on every play.
Gain of 4 right there, Mike, for Dante Ross. A run around the right end. With good blocking, good offensive line surge right there by the Fitch Falcon offensive line. Second down for Fitch and 6. Just underway second half. Fitch leading 21-7.
Here's the Falcons do. They're in that double wing T. Ross on the left. Kemp on the right. Ross is in motion. Pitch back to the left of Ross. Ross powers through. Ross breaks a tackle. Ross gets up to the 36-yard line.
And Stonington, Mike, at halftime, trailing Bloomfield 6-0, hanging right in there against a tough Bloomfield team, you know. And the one thing I talked to my buddy Timmy Burrows at Waterford today, and I said, look, you know, I think Stonington's really outmanned tonight up there. He said, let me tell you something. They got the coach, and Bunicors know what's going on. Bunicors are going to keep this game close.
They've done it this year. They're 9-1. The only game they lost was 6-0, and there was more excitement after that game, according to the papers, than before it. But I'll tell you what, 3rd down and 4 on the 36-yard line for the Falcons. Kemp's going to pitch it out way back. Kemp's going to have to run. He bows it. He gets for the first down. He's got more. Kemp goes by the sideline, knocked out of bounds on the 50-yard line. But Kemp went way outside, but he got big blocks from Hansen to get around. And Dante Ross was also blocked from him. And I think they're going to mark it right on the 45-yard line. It's going to be first down for the Falcons.
And John Nealon for Staples defensive, Mike, the linebacker over there, forced Kemp to go way back. I mean, at one point, he might have been 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage before he made his cut. But that was a nice play by John Nealon, the linebacker. But Kemp showed some excellent speed, got outside, turned it up. First down, Fitch, ball just over the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line. 10 minutes to play in the third quarter.
The Falcons have got tremendous time of possession on their side. Believe me, they've kept the ball most of the game. Hand off to George Hall. George Hall busting over people. George Hall's going to have 8 to about the 47-yard line.
And we got
some
scores from around the state, Mike, and I want to thank my buddy over here from New Haven. North Branford 14, Ansonia 14, New Britain 14, and West Haven 9, Mike. New Canaan leading 4 and 26-7. Greenwich 27-7 over Naugatuck. New Fairfield and Seymour tied 7-7. The game that will play the winner of this game, Notre Dame leads Pomperaug 14-10, and Bloomfield leading Stonington 6-0.
And Fitch beat Pomperaug 61-0 last year. Okay, pitch back to Ross. Ross bows it back outside. Ross trying to get inside. He's going to be knocked at about. He's going to lose about a yard. And coming up fast was Kennedy and Kraus.
A nice defense right there by Staples. They got right over there and stopped that play. But we saw what happens, Mike, as I said, because George Hall with a big gain the last time, about a 9-yard gain up the middle, and that's what happens. Now, if they want to stop that outside run, it's going to open up something in the middle. And you can bet Coach Campbell upstairs got his eyes on all that because he's the offensive coordinator, calls the plays for Fitch, and he's got it together.
Greenwich is ahead, and Staples fought Greenwich hard. Greenwich number 2 in state. They're beating undefeated Naugatuck easily. That's how good the Falcons really are. From the 49-yard line, third about 4. Dante Kemp runs the ball. Dante Kemp is pushing people. He's got the first down inside the 45-yard line. Dante Kemp is just following a massive set of humanity. And who's leading the play?
Will DeVoe, like he does, Mike, all the time. He was the farthest Falcon down the field, the quarterback leading the way for the Fitch Falcons. 1st and 10 for Fitch. Ball on the 44-yard line of Staples. 9.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Fitch leads 21-7.
Hansen, a big block on that play. Hansen just gets out. He's the underrated guy in the offensive line. That left side of Hansen and Gullickson has performed very well all year, but especially tonight. First down for the Falcons on the Staples 44. 21-7 Falcons with the lead, as you said. Pitch back to Ross. Ross cuts it inside. Ross inside to 40. DeVoe leads him. Ross down to about the 37-yard line. And Ross is just being a jitterbug tonight, cutting at exactly the right spot.
It's almost like Staples knows that play. They see it forming. They know it's going to happen, but they just can't stop it for 2 reasons. Dante Ross is so elusive, so quick, and the Fitch offensive line is just knocking people back.
And so is DeVoe. DeVoe is just not running through. He's hitting some people. As you said, he's an all-state wrestler. Second down and about 3 on the 37-yard line. Staple and the Falcons are marching. They took the second half kickoff on their 29, and here they come. Unbelievable offense. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp cuts in the side. Inside 25. Kemp spins at 20. Kemp is still turning. Kemp's down to 15. And Kemp is down to the 25-yard line. Beautiful 15-yard run by Kemp.
Excellent spinning move. Dante Kemp really showing some firm discipline tonight. Holding onto that football with both hands, spinning and moving, spinning and moving. That's like the 3rd or 4th time, Mike, we've seen him do 360s to get 3 or 4 extra yards.
Kemp is running like a man possessed because every game for these Fitch seniors could be their last. And they have not lost on this field last time with these uniforms. First down on the 26-yard line. Hand off to George Hall. George Hall's pounding people. Going to have a hold in the middle. And I think they got Slim Jim on that one. But Hall's going to be, that run of about 2 is going to be, that's going to cost him 10 yards back to about the 36-yard line. Going to be 1st and 20.
Just a busted play, a bust up the middle, not a busted play at all, but a bust right up the middle, and someone held right there. Might have been Slim Jim, I'm not sure. It's not like the NFL where they put that mic on and let us know who it is.
Then they shouldn't. because, I mean, you know, these kids are out there working as hard as they can.
Well, you can make something up, too, if you want.
Sure, we always do.
Let us know who it is. We always do. Ball being placed back at the 35-yard line. So it's going to be a first down for Fitch, but 20 to go. They got to go all the way down to the 15-yard line for a first down, Mike.
See what the Falcons do. Falcons have been ahead of Staples by a lot in a playoff game before. They got to finish him off tonight. First down 20 from the 35-yard line. Dante Ross takes the pitch back. Dante's going to push to about the 31, maybe 32-yard line. Going to be second down about 16. And I'll tell you, Gullickson has just been blocking hard in there, as has Hanson.
7 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Fitch has taken off 4.5 minutes on this drive, and this is what they want to do. They want to keep the Staple offense off the field as much as possible. Time of possession way in the Falcons' side, Mike, throughout the game. Second down for Fitch in about 16.
Falcons are just grinding it out, except for Dante Ross's 67-yard run. Been grinded out football for the Falcons. Second and 16 to 32. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp cuts inside. He's inside the 30. Kemp's spinning. Kemp's turning. Kemp's hit on about the 25. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty. Going to be third down and 10. But I'll tell you, how simple is football? In the late 1980s, all I did was see New London run to the right, New London run to the left, New London run up the middle. Okay, this is, this is another variation of it, but let them chase you from that sideline, let them chase you this sideline, and then bust them back up the middle with George Hall when they're running back and forth. So it's third down and 10.
Might see a shovel pass here, Mike. We haven't seen it. Might be a nice time for it.
Yeah,
because they got a low third and 10. Mike, ball on the 25-yard line of Staples.
See what they do, the Falcons. DeVoe with that long count. Dante Kemp in motion. First time somebody's been in motion for them. DeVoe drops straight back. DeVoe pump fakes. DeVoe puts it out. It's going to be intercepted by Kraus. Kraus is on the 10. Kraus spins around. He's going to be tackled by who?
Charlie Stevens, Mike, was intercepted and brought down by Dante Ross. Again, a flag flying up in the air after the play. Something happened that a referee didn't like.
I think Staples did a tad of celebrating, and that's going to cost him.
You don't want to celebrate when you're losing by 14 points, that's for sure. You want to celebrate maybe when you're winning by that.
Personal foul against Staples.
And that'll march it back. Ball was on the 14-yard line, so it'll probably be halfway to the goal line. But that was a broken play, Mike, because Will DeVoe threw it out there, and there wasn't a Falcon within 10 yards of that ball. So that was clearly a broken play.
But it won't. It's just better than a punt. Not that you're going to punt from the 25-yard line. But the Wreckers take over on about their own 7-yard line after the personal foul, and I think they were celebrating. Somebody probably said something.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is a call by the referee, Mike. 6 minutes and 7 seconds left to play third quarter. Staples now with the ball on the Fitch 7-yard line. Fitch leads 21-7.
Dupay, Kraus is in motion. Handoff to Sandor. Sandor's going nowhere. Sandor is just nailed. He's finished off by Sammartine. But I'll tell you what, there was somebody holding on to him. We're going to try to get the number. And it looks like Big George Hall held Sandor, and Sammartine just followed him through. And that got nowhere. Second down, about 10. Sandor knows he's in Groton, Connecticut right now.
Clock driving down, tick-tock, tick-tock, 5:40 to play in the third quarter. Fitch on top, 21-7. Second down and 10 for Staples. Ball on the Fitch 7-yard line.
See what Dupay does. Luke Dupay, quarterback. Hands off to Kraus. Kraus gets to about the 10. And who's there but Dante Ross again, Ronnie A. But I'll tell you what, Ronnie A. Dupay met George Hall again. Every time Dupay pitches the ball, George Hall pitches him to the ground.
Jimmy Justice just looked at me and said he must have 15 tackles. I'll tell you what, he's close to that. I'll tell you. Dante Ross playing an unbelievable game tonight as he's played his entire career at Fitch.
This has been his defensive game, and he's come up when they needed it because this is a tough offense to stop. Third down and 9 from the 9. Wreckers on their own 9, trailing 21-7. Dupay looks, hands off to Kraus. Kraus tries to get away. He's tackled by Norris on the tackle on about the 13, and the Wreckers are going to have to punt from their own end zone, and Fitch will have good field position. Fitch could run off the rest of this third period with the next drive.
Staples is the kind of team, Mike, that likes to play with a lead because they're a grinding out team that takes the clock. They don't pass. They've only passed 56 times this year. Out of 56 passes, they've intercepted 9 of them. So that's a lot of passes, only 2 for touchdowns. So Staples does not play good when they don't have the lead. And here's Staples back to punt from inside their end zone.
Kennedy's going to punt. Kennedy gets to punt. Double Dante's back. No, excuse me. McClellan and Ross watch it go down to the 41-yard line. Okay, a little extra commentary there from the 41-yard line of Fitch, Ronnie.
Well, he looked like he was going to call a fair catch. He might have lost the ball in the lights. Yep. Who knows? But if you don't have it completely, then get out of the way and let it go. And that's exactly right. I mean, who knows what happened? He was waving his hand like he wanted to fair catch it. But, you know, if he's not positive he's going to make the catch, and do the right thing and get out of the way.
That's what they did, because with all things come down, Fitch has the ball, Fitch has the lead. 4 minutes to go in the third period. Falcons have the ball. They're right inside the flag. For those of you that are watching TV, great job these guys to honor America with the flag. See what the Falcons do. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp runs inside. Kemp spinning. Kemp turning. Kemp's got about 6 yards, and he was hit at the line of scrimmage. Would not be denied.
And that play right there, it's just a pitch back play. They either pitch it back to Dante Kemp, who runs right, pitch it back to Dante Ross, who runs left, or give it to George Hall, who runs up the middle. But that's really the only plays that we've seen the majority of the time. 75% of the time we've seen them. Staples seen them all game long, but they can't stop it. So keep doing it. Shove it right down their mouths, Mike.
Kind of hard when you're laying on the ground. You see it from a different angle, Ronnie, because these Fitch linemen are tough guys. I tell you, they gave them 7. So it's 2nd down and 7 from the Falcon 47. They got the ball. They got the lead, more important. Pitch back to Ross. Ross goes in a bundle. Ross bounces out of the bundle, carries him, and let's see. He's going to get maybe 2. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 2. Big play right here. Because I'll tell you, every play Fitch has 2 tight ends come in. Tyler Walworth, Carter Oliver, replace Coleman and Norris. And these guys looking to hit someone. We got a timeout for the Falcons. Big play here for them. 3rd down and about 3.
With that timeout, Mike will take a timeout. 21 Fitch, 7 for Staples, 2:54 left to play. 3rd quarter. You're listening to high school football on 980 The Ticket. Man, I gotta talk to Maz. This guy didn't pay for this game. I gotta slap Maz around. Yeah, just 30, Kenny. You know, you call the guy, you want to sell him the game, they say no, but then we play their spots anyway. That's good. Is it? All right, thanks. What? Okay, thanks. And we're back, Dorr Field, Mike, 2:54 to play in the 3rd quarter, 21 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. A big 3rd down for Fitch, Mike. 3rd and a long 3, maybe close to 4. Ball on the 47-yard line, Fitch's own 47. So they got 3. They got to get right past midfield to go. And here they come.
3rd down, as you said. They're on their 47. The line to get is just past the 50. Falcons in that double wing tee. Kemp in motion, pitch back to Dante Kemp. Dante Kemp is just taken down. What a play. Just filed in there, 56. Charlie Emerson, 6'5", 217-pound junior, just flew in there, Ronnie A, and stopped Kemp. He read that play. Blitzed. Falcons going to have to punt. White shoes is their punter, Norris. First time he's punted tonight.
1 turnover for each team. Staples fumbled the ball, which led to a Falcons score. Will DeVoe threw a 3rd quarter interception, but Staples was stopped after that. So here comes Norris to punt it. Mikey, he's going to punt it from right around a 35-yard line.
And his protector is George Hall. So let's see what happens. Good snap. Norris gets the punt away. Norris gets the punt away. It's going to bounce backwards. It gets a Staples roll. Staples going to take over on about there. They'll spot on about the 35-yard line. Good field position for the Wreckers. They got the ball, but the Fitch has the lead 21-7.
Not a good punt by White Shoes Norris right there. Kind of shanked it off the right side of his foot. He looked like he put the ball out too far to kick, but, you know, Staples has it on a 35-yard line. Good field position for Staples, and this is the kind of team, Staples, you got them down like they got them now. You really got to go for that juggler and leave them down, because we know what happened right on this field 4 years ago tonight, Mike.
Yes, it was. Mark DeVito. He likes to do things against Connecticut teams. Dupre, hands off to Kraus. Kraus gets an open. Kraus goes to the side. He's going to be knocked down. Kraus looked like he had some room, but there was Dante Ross again. Dante Ross is shadowing Kraus wherever he goes. 32 is all over.
I think Dante Ross is shadowing anybody that's got the ball wherever they go.
I'll tell you, I mean, he has played as good a defensive game as I've seen anybody play for the Falcons since we've been doing these games.
For any high school team, and he's playing center field, not a deep center field, but he's the safety in the middle of the field, but he's able to come up and make those stops like lightning.
They give Kraus 3. He earned it. Second down is 7. Hand off to Sander. Sander busts through for the first down at about the 47-yard line. First down for Sander.
Tackled again by Dante Ross. And that's a first down for Staples. Again, Staples with their no-huddle offense. The whole team looking over at the coaching staff. And then they'll look at the wrist to see what play the coach put together.
Capone is like a dinosaur, dragon down here breathing smoke. He wants to get his hands on somebody. We'll see what happens. Hand off to Sandor, and Sandor's going to get 3 or 4 more, and he is tackled by, looks like Herman or Taylor. But Taylor got run over. He's lucky to hang on for the tackle. So Sandor gets 4, second down and 6, and Staples looks like they got some life back in the offense, Ronnie.
Well, Mike Sandor, Mike, is a big fullback. He's about 220 pounds. He's just a junior, but he runs hard.
Listen, he's run hard between the tackles. They give him a spot. They're in Falcon territory on the 49-yard line. Second down, about 6. Staples with the ball. Kraus is in motion. Hand off to Sandor. Sandor's going to push the pile, but he's going to only get about 2 that time. As the Fitch defense came up, George Hall knifed through and got him come in, and Stamatine would not be denied. And on the bottom was the hitman who finally got a piece of Sandor. We need a piece of one of the hitman's father's grinders.
Yeah, he didn't bring us one tonight.
He must be mad.
We're not
we'll
happy
see.
with them, and we'll have to talk to them. Mr. and Mrs. Capone, no food tonight. I don't know how we're supposed to work without energy.
I didn't have. I was late to begin with. You know what I mean? So that's why I was looking for something. Rushing like I was. Third down at about 5 on the 48-yard line. The Falcons. Staples has the ball. 5 seconds to go in the first period. They're going to try to get to the last play of the third period. Hand off to Hughes. And Hughes is knifed down. What a tackle by Dante Ross. Stopped him right before the first down. That is as good a high school tackle as you get.
I am in awe of this game Dante Ross is having. That's the end of the third quarter. 21 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Semifinal state championship football right here on 980 The Ticket.
Yeah, what do you need? He's put it at play, what do you want, Ronnie? Half a minute or a minute? To play 2. No, just 2 spots. How are we doing for spots? We never do, Kenny, because you're there.
Oh, yeah, or 8 or 10. He won the Martin Luther King Scholarship.
Don't want to go on the air, just give it up a voice for a change. Okay.
See his first run when you hit for that? Did you see his first run, Dante Ross? 67 run? How we doing, Kenny?
Fitch 21, Staples 7, start of...
Okay. Hey, you able to work the game Saturday? 1:30 to 5. Okay. All right.
Very interesting. Mostly everyday contracts.
The fourth and final quarter starting right now. Staples with the ball. They have the ball. 4th down, Mike. 4th and
About 3.
about 3 for a first down. Ball is placed on the 46-yard line of Fitch. This is a big stop right here, Mike. Fourth quarter just underway. Fitch leading 21-7.
Wreckers come out in a wishbone at power formation. They have 2 tight ends. Dupre, the quarterback. Dupre's going to run the option. He's got nowhere because Norris jumps him. Norris grabs him, and they're going to go nowhere. Fitch going to take over. Slimjin going to leave a big play by Norris. The quarterback ran the option. Norris did what you do. Hit the quarterback. He either got to keep it, make him run the ball. I think when you got to run it like Kraus, make the quarterback run the ball. Great play by Norris.
Scoreless. Both teams held scoreless in the third quarter. Fitch hasn't been held scoreless in the third quarter in a long time, and I see Bloomfield is starting to pull away from Stonington. Mike, 33 for Bloomfield and 0 for Stonington.
But it's still been a great season for the Stonington
Certainly
Bears.
has. And it's a learning process, Mike. Take it back 4 years ago tonight. Falcons learned a little bit that night.
Yes, they did. First down for the Falcons on their own 45-yard line. George Hall powers up the middle. George Hall gets close to the first down. And the 2 times Hall has run the ball this half, he's got 8 and 9 yards because they're so strung out. The Wreckers are.
They're committed to stopping that end around because they're looking at Dante Kemp going one way, Dante Ross going the other way. And then when George Hall gets it, they say, oh boy, George Hall had one man right there to beat. And he tried to run him over, got 7 on the play, 2nd down and 3 for the Falcons, ball on the 48-yard line of Staples.
And they're in Staples territory. We're in the 4th quarter, 21-7 Falcons. Nobody scored in this period. Dante Kemp spins. Dante Kemp stood right up. Big time tackle by one of the Wreckers, and we'll try to pick it up, and that's going to be number 54. Okay, I think yes, Andrew Bloom, one of the senior captains, just stood Kemp up. So it's going to be 3rd down 2, and Kemp looks like he's a little bit winded at the moment.
That's an injured Falcon player on the field right there, so we'll send it back to Kenny Fields with this injury. 11 minutes to play in the game. Fitch 21 and Staples 7. You're listening to High School Football on 980 The Ticket. So we'll keep it here, Mike, for a little while. And it's Mark Gullickson. His legs are moving, and clearly you can tell by that the wind has been knocked out of him. And I think you'll see him gather up and get it together real quick. But time of possession, big story here. Two big stories. Dante Ross, one of the big stories with an unbelievable game on both sides of the ball, but especially on the defensive side of the ball. And the other story is time of possession. Fitch has really held the ball. Their defense has stopped Staples when they've had to. And if it wasn't for the 3rd or 4th play of the game by Staples, which was a 57-yard run by Robbie Krause, Staples wouldn't have anything. But look at the Staples team, like clapping for Gullickson like that. That's a classy move right there. Gullickson gets up and they're helping him off the field. And the Staples, the whole team, Staples, Mike Clapper. You don't see that sportsmanship too often.
No, we don't.
What are you laughing at?
So I've seen in the paper, But this, I'll tell you what, the best sportsmanship I ever saw was Wesley Stonington. The 2 teams intermingled for the Star Spangled Banner. They didn't stand on one side. They got together. Some of the guys, and at the end of the game, they stood in front of the trophies, and together they passed out the trophies. It was unbelievable.
DJ Coleman and a couple other Falcons meet McClellan, meet Mark Gullickson as he's walking back to the bench. He says, Coach, leave me alone. I'm all right. He'll be back in there in a couple plays.
He's mad.
Here comes Fitch, Mike. 3rd and 1, ball on the 46-yard line of Staples.
See what the Falcons do. That long count by DeVoe. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp's got the first down. Kemp's got more. Kemp's to the 40-yard line. First down. Excuse me, Ross. How can I got my Dantes mixed up, but Ross, 32, we've been calling his name all night.
Well, Ross runs left and Kemp runs right, Mike, and it's kind of the way it's been all night long, but a big first down right there. Keeps that clock ticking, and a timeout right now, a referee's timeout. We'll see why. Maybe somebody doesn't have a chin strap on or something. He's in the middle of the huddle right now. Oh, yeah, it's fixing the chin strap. I figured that right.
That referee's got some height, don't he?
Boy, he's a big ref, ain't
he? Yes, he is. Got some height. And he stands way back so he can look over.
I think it's a rule, Mike, in high school that you have to have that chin strap buckled at all times. And I think the buckle kind of semi-broke right there. So referee right on top of it. They got it going. Haven't seen too many flags really at all today. I think we've seen about 2, Mike. A personal foul against Staples and a penalty against Fitch. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Ball on the 40-yard line.
40-yard line for the Falcons. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp cuts it inside. Kemp holds on to the ball because they're trying to pull the ball out of his hands. He gets to about the 38-yard line. Going to be 2nd and 8. I thought you were going to say there was a rule that they had to have tall referees because Barkley referees. He's the referee. This guy's a tall referee. You know what I mean? Maybe they get all extra.
Games, we haven't had the pleasure of seeing referee Barkley in the past few years.
And here comes the Lightning in Stamatine.
George Hall is taking a bit of a breather right now, so Stamatine coming in to play fullback, the junior fullback, coming off an injury. He was slowed down by an ankle injury, but he's back to full strength.
2nd and the clock is moving against Staples. Pitch back to Ross. Ross gets inside the 35. Ross is down to about the 34, maybe the 33. 3rd down, and Fitch keeps moving the ball, moving the chains, moving the clocks, Ronnie. And remember, Staples got to score twice. Although we saw them score once with 10 seconds to go in 1997.
We don't want to see that. Not tonight, Mike, that's for sure. But one guy that's faked us out all night, we'll talk about him in just a second.
Stammatine still in there. Third down, about 4 on the 34-yard line. DeVoe with that long count every time. Pitch back to Ross. Ross gets by someone. Ross gets by somebody else and fights and turns and squidges down to about the 2. He got by Kraus, number 2, but he couldn't fully get by him, and he got down to about the 32. Gonna be 4th and about 2. I'll tell you, Dante Ross again fought as hard as you could.
Yes, he did, Mike. Stumbling. George Hall checks back in along with Cutter Oliver. Pitch now, Mike, 4th and 2. Ball on the 32-yard line of Staples, 33-yard line. And they're going to go for it at 4th down, Mike. They got it. It says 2, but I got to say it's more like 3.
Closer to 3. A long 2. See what the Falcons do. Hall's back in there at the bullback. See what they do, the Falcons. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp fights, spins. Kemp's got the first down. A cheer effort. Who's leading them there but Patty Hansen, 67, flying through there. Kemp gets the first down inside the 30, and that's got to break the backs of the Staples Wreckers.
Sure does. Pat Hansen and also the quarterback, Will DeVoe, leading the way. DJ Coleman checks in, and White Shoes Norris check in. Cutter Oliver's going to take a seat over on the sidelines. Look at Robert Taylor, Mike. He's pacing the sidelines. He can't wait to get back in there. He just went up and smacked Tyler Walworth. So let's go hit somebody.
Everybody smacks Tyler, but Tyler hits a few guys when he's out there, too. From the 20-yard line, first down for the Falcons. That clock is moving, 7:38 left. Handoff inside to George Hall. George Hall's going to get, maybe a yard and a half to about the 25-yard line. That time they stopped him. George got only to the 26. Going to be 2nd down and 9. And right now, Staples has got to sell out. They've got to sell out to stop something. They've got to blitz Ronnier because they need not 1 score, they need 2.
7 minutes to play in the game, Mike, and if Fitch goes on and win, we'll be live on Saturday, going on the air at 1:30.
At Southern.
At
Southern Connecticut State. You sure it's what? I think it's Southern. We'll check it out.
Last year.
Southern?
Well, we're at West Haven this year.
All right.
They flip-flop. Dante Ross, Mike.
Ross cuts it inside, slips, still power, still going. Ross is carrying people down to about the 16.
And Fitch is doing it all on the ground tonight, Mike. Dante Ross left and Dante Kemp right. And it says that the Fitch's state semifinal, the Class L, is going to be at Southern, Mike, but don't they flip-flop every year? Last year we were at Southern, so we'll see.
Sometime it goes for the crowd.
Doesn't matter, does it?
No, Fitch can play any place. The bus will show up. First down on the 16-yard line on a magnificent run by Dante Ross. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp cuts it inside. Kemp's inside the 15. Kemp's down to about the 13. And this not only is going to put a score on the board, this is going to break the backs time-wise of Staples. And Staples is just not springing out the way they used to. That 82-mile ride back to Westport is going to be a little bit longer tonight than they wanted.
Let's hope that heat's working for them fellas, because they're going to have some cold feet on that bus ride.
Well, I hope all of these genius sports riders down in the other end of the state now can see what Fitch can play just a little, huh?
5 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the game. Fitch up by 14.
2nd down. Kemp to the left. Kemp steps inside the 10. Ross keeps spinning. He's inside to about the 8-yard line. Dante Ross, 32, spins, turns. He's going to be down close to the first down. Kemp to the right, Ross to the left.
And the Staples, Mike, got their 7 points on their first possession of the game. The 4th play of the game, a 57-yard run by their stud running back Robbie Krause, and since then they haven't done anything.
0.
Squatula.
I think they completed a screen pass. That was about it. They haven't completed a pass down the field. 3rd down, about 1. Pitch back to Kemp. Kemp spins. Kemp turns. Kemp spins. Kemp's reaching for the end zone. He's down on the 1. 1st and goal. And I'll tell you what, if Dante Ross is the star of the defense, Dante Kemp has made some brilliant runs, getting everything you can possibly get out of these runs. The two Dantes have come up immense, but 2 touchdowns for Dante Ross, a touchdown reception for Dante Kemp.
And Dante Kemp, Mike, really staying disciplined tonight, staying behind his blockers. But the thing he's done tonight is that he's spinning and turning and weaving and spinning it around as he's hit to get that extra 2, 3, 4 yards. Falcons with the ball on the 1 yard line.
First and goal, Stamatine in at the fullback. Hand off to Dante Ross for his 3rd touchdown. That gives him 21, and that's his 40th career touchdown for the Falcons.
I think we got a Groton utility player of the game.
You get 3 touchdowns and make 100 tackles, you got to have a good shot at.
I don't think he's made quite 100, Mike. I think it's closer to about 88.
Staples thinks he made 100.
Will DeVoe going to kick the extra point? 27 for Fitch and 7 for Staples. And this is going to do it. We'll be doing a game Saturday, Mike. Cancel them plans you got.
I got no life, so I know I got no plans. Who's going to hold but Dante Ross? Good snap. DeVoe gets to kick up. No good. So the only thing the Falcons have possibly done wrong, 27-7, 27 unanswered. How you doing, Kevin? 27 unanswered points for the Falcons after they were behind 7-0. And you found one thing. It doesn't paralyze the Falcons if you score early against them, because they are workmen. They know what they got to do.
Well, they answered it real quick, because the first play after the run by Robbie Krause, the 57-yard touchdown, Dante Ross said, my turn.
Yep.
And he turned around and went 67 yards the other way. And then Staples had a 7-6 lead for a little while, Mike. And then Fitch just took off and put it into gear.
And that's what basically happens. How much more can you do than the Falcons have done? 33 wins in a row, 34 if you count the forfeit. I mean, it's just unbelievable how much they have dominated the Connecticut football scene in the past 5 years. I mean, they just don't lose. Okay, they're going for their 3rd straight state championship, and this is double L. This is not M, this is not S, this is L football, where you very difficult to win, where the big boys play. So let's see what happens. Hughes and Krause are deep. And DeVoe's going to kick off. DeVoe's mad when he misses an extra point. I don't know what, 4:39 to go. 20-point lead for the Falcons. DeVoe squibs it along. Going to be taken by, wow, whoever it is hit. We'll try to pick up the number, but he was nailed.
Pat Hansen nailed him too, Mike.
Wow.
Pat
It was
Hansen
number
Herman.
6, Stevens.
You heard of Triple H to wrestle. This is Double H, the football
Wow.
players right here, Hansen and Herman.
Boy, I'll tell you, Stevens, who has the interception for them, got nailed. 34-yard line. We'll see what they can pass here. Dupay's still in there. He's not the best passer in the world. He runs the option.
They need more than 3 points this time, Mike.
Yes, they do. Dupay straight back. Dupay throws it out. Going to be intended for Krause, incomplete.
And Staples does not like to throw the ball. They've only attempted 56 passes all year long. Mike, he's only had 2 touchdowns via the air, and he's had 9 interceptions. So that tells me that he does not get the adequate pass protection that he needs.
And look what Coach, I got to point something out to you, what Coach Emery does. On a passing down, I'll show you what he does after this play. Double receivers to right. Dupay drops straight back. Dupay being pressured. Dupay being pressured by low block. Dupay gets around a corner, and I'll tell you, Stamatine come up and nailed him. But what Coach Emery did was he took out Capone and put low block at the tackle spot so he could get more speed rushing the passer, and that worked.
Certainly does. Low Black was chasing them all over. Eric Herman Munster was chasing them all over. They were flying after the quarterback. But exactly right there was what we just talked about. He just doesn't get the adequate time. That's the only way you're going to throw 9 interceptions throughout a year and only 2 touchdown passes.
And watch where low block sets up. He's going to set up on the defensive line.
He's a defensive tackle set up, Mike, right where Capone plays.
With that speed. So 3rd down and about 15.
Jamal Perez having a super game for the defensive end for the Falcons.
A lot of Falcons are playing big. Dupre drops straight back. Luke does. Luke is putting it out, and Charlie Brown just took it away from Herman. Charlie Brown with excellent position. He's only a sophomore. He's going to be a big-time runner for this team before it's all over. So it's 4th down.
He will be a big-time player for this Falcon. This will be his team in a couple years. But 4th down for Staples. 4:15 to play. 27-7. Fitch leading. And I'll tell you right now, Mike, cancel them plans. You were going to Vegas Saturday, but cancel them. We got better things to do.
Yes, we do.
Game.
We're going to watch the Falcons roll the dice for state championship number 3. That's probably 27 state championship games I've done, so I'm used to it. Kennedy going to get the punt away. Kennedy gets a high kick. Ross is not going to even touch it. It's going to go out of bounds on the 35-yard line.
That's the only time Ross gets a break, Mike, when he watches the punt drift away, because he's doing something all the other time. But the Groton Utilities player of the game, clearly tonight, Dante Ross, not just on the offensive side, but I got to tell you, I've not seen anybody put up the tackles that Dante Ross, and so many tackles, Mike, have saved 5, 6, and 7, 8 yards. Maybe that player wasn't going to go all the way when Dante tackled him, but he has really stopped some plays from becoming big plays and muffed them for being nothing.
Yes, 37-yard line of the Falcons, 4:03 left. This is the last ghost they got to eradicate in the past 5 years.
And we'll see if we can get a score of that West Haven game to see who, Pomperov, to see who the Falcons might be playing.
Pitch back to Ross. Ross just holds on to the ball, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and all the Falcon runners want to do now is hold on to the ball, let the clock run as we're under 4 minutes right now. Falcons 27-7. I think they're going to play Nilton or West Haven, which will be a very good football game because they're in the top 10 in the state too. But I think it's Fitch and the rest of the state. When we watch them play as much as we do, I mean, they single-handedly took a save. A lot of people thought Staples was going to be in this game. They were for about 5 minutes.
They were in the game for a little while. They were leading 7-6.
Yeah. 2nd down and 10. Dante Ross trying to get to the outside. Dante Ross slips. Now what they're trying to do is get Ross his 1,000 yards, but he's losing yards here. So he's got another game he can get his 1,000 yards. So it's 3rd down, about 11. 3:10, 3:09 left to go, and that clock is just the friend to the Falcons.
This time, let's give a nice round of applause to Mr. Kevin Lundy and Billy Costello.
Yes, so they talk about, as those watching on the TV can see, beautiful American flag. And I'll tell you, Ronnie, you know what we should do? If you can find a Fitch roster, let's get the seniors playing their last game here on the Falcon Field. We'll try to pick that up as we have a timeout here.
We got Alston, Low Black, Mike, of course, Will DeVoe, Jamar McClellan, John Norris, Dante Kemp, Randolph Baker. These are all seniors. Dante Ross, Tyler Walworth, George Hall, Robert Taylor, Rasheen Harris, Stephen Jerry, Christopher Moore, Jeremy Slim Jim, Eric Herman, Patrick Hansen. They're even next to each other on the list here, Mike. John Capone, Dan Landeck, Mark Gullickson, Dan Keyshawn, Doug McLean, and Cutter Oliver and Russell Connell. Those are the seniors that are playing their last home game at Dorr Field.
And they got George Hall's shoulder pads are off, Ronnie, eh? So we hope that there's something wrong with the shoulder pads, not wrong with George here. George putting his shirt on, okay? He's finished for the night. 3rd down and 11. 35-yard line for the Falcons, 3:15 to go. Hand off to Kemp. Kemp cuts it to the outside. Kemp gets by Stevens. Kemp's going to go out of bounds on the 37. The Falcons are going to have to punt. You realize those seniors you read have never lost a game on this field?
Never lost a freshman game, Mike, or a varsity football game. I don't know what the JV has done, but...
We see 2 of the Falcons right now in their regular coach shirts. Gullickson without his pads on and George Hall without his pads.
And Eric Herman Munster, he was on the sidelines over here. He looks like he's ready to just keep up hitting people. Well, you got to wait till Saturday there, buddy. And we're going to have football Saturday. We'll be on the air 1:30 Saturday afternoon, live from Southern Connecticut State University. And we'll see if we can get to find out who Fitch's opponent will be.
Norris gets to punt away. Norris gets one that punts away. It's probably going to go out of bounds on about the 48-yard line of Staples. One of the things that Norris hasn't excelled at tonight is punting, but he's played some big-time defense.
Well, he doesn't get much practice punting, Mike. He's got to get a little bit more practice. I bet he hasn't punted the ball 6 times all year long.
He has been a tremendous player. There are 2 undefeated quarterbacks in the careers for Fitch. You know who the second one is besides Will DeVoe?
Who's that?
Norris. Remember the game he quarterbacked? 1 game. They won. 47-yard line for Staples. DePay straight back, being pressured. DePay throws the screen pass to Kraus. Gets over Baker. Kraus gets some running room. Kraus has got a lot of running room down the center of the field. Kraus has got a big-time block, and Kraus walks in to the end zone. He's 52-yard touchdown screen pass from DuPay to Kraus. That's Kraus' second touchdown. DuPay throws his 3rd touchdown pass of the year, and all of a sudden it's 27-13 with 2:13 to go.
This is the kind of team that thankfully Fitch scored last time, Mike, because if it was still 21-14, there'd be
52 yards on a
right
screen
now.
pass.
But they're going to go and kick for the extra point, 27-13.
Webbling going to try the extra point. Number 3, he's made 1 today.
It's a heck of a block by that referee.
Yeah. And good.
Trying to get out of the way, Mike. You know, you can't fault the referee too much because he was trying to get out of the way, but he made a nice block on somebody.
Charlie Brown.
But Staples scores 27-14. Falcons lead, but 2:13. The clock is in Fitch's favor, but don't lay down and play dead now, fellas. Got to play all 48, not 44.
Nope. The Falcons will get motivated here.
Right up the middle of the field, he went on that screen pass.
Well, you know, a lot of it had to do with Fitch was just trying to keep him in. The referee blocked Charlie Brown. But, I mean, it's a situation. You got to play with this stuff. So it's 27-14. Falcons need to just run out the clock. They need to not give Staples the ball back. Not to win the game, but just to reestablish that how good they are.
It looked like Jamal Perez was going to get him as soon as he caught it. But he just missed him. But he was the only one that came close to tackling him.
Chris Capolo in the game with the Red Sox, number 11. Charlie Brown's in there. Herman's in there. Norris.
He's putting his sure-handed people up front, Mike. As you can see, they're lining up about 8 and 9 people on the 50-yard line because Falcons are clearly expecting an onside kick. Got all his good-handed people there. Russell Connell's in there. Norris.
Who's 84? He hasn't played all year.
Will DeVoe is in there. That's Doug McLean. He's in there.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown's on the line. Low Black's in there. All the wide receivers. Nick Madsen's in there.
Bloom is going to kick off.
Falcons have 6 people on the 50 and 4 people on the 45.
And if it all fails, Dante Ross Bloom with the kick. It's going 10 yards. It bounces up. Let's see what it is. It's alive. Looks like Norris has it.
Nice job by John White Shoes. Norris came right up with the ball as soon as it was kicked. Falcons have the ball now on the 45-yard line. 2 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the game. 27 for Fitch and 14 for Staples.
I'll tell you what. Staples has not quit.
No, they haven't, Mike. And Robbie Krause is a very good running back. And
really
boy,
fast.
He can fly.
Really fast. See, they try to give him as much space as possible, and that screen pass did it. All right, on their own 46, Falcons take over. They have a 27-14 lead, 2:11 to go. DeVoe got that long count working. Ross gets the handoff, and Ross is going to go nowhere. And that's 12 Kennedy come in and just knocked him down.
Matt Menard, Mike, in playing fullback right now for the Falcons. Now Stan Martino's going to come in for Menard along with White Shoes Norris, DJ Coleman, and Tyler Walworth are going to take a seat.
We'll see no more of George Hall. No more of
He has his hat off, and he usually when his hat's off, he's not happy.
Well, he's got one of his top linemen, Gullickson, is out hobbling, and he's got George Hall with a coat on. So, I mean, that's a big part of your offense because those guys block. And Fitch is kind of like the last time they had the ball, just wanted to hold on to the ball. You know, they got it re-energized a little bit with 2:05 to go. They have a 27-14 lead. Staples is going to try to milk the clock, do whatever they can do to get the ball. But again, it's the Falcon defense will present more than an obstacle.
I don't understand, Mike. All year long, we got a referee up here running the clock, and today we got a 10-year-old up here running the clock for a state championship game. CIAC charges $5 to get in.
It's the same reason they start the game at 1:55. They do whatever they want.
Unbelievable.
Yeah?
You should have an official referee doing the clock.
I would hope so. From the 44th, second down and 13. Kemp gets the ball. Kemp spins up. Kemp's going to go nowhere. Stevens nails him. Kemp may get a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 9, and Staples going to call another timeout.
Well, Staples, you know, we're talking about the game Saturday. It's 27-14. Should they get the ball and score as quick as they did last time and then get the onside kick? I mean, you know, you never know. This is football. There's a minute and 58 left to play in the game. Fitch is on top, 27-14.
This will be an interesting call.
I think he's signaling that Staples has no more timeouts, Mike.
Yep.
No more timeouts for Staples with a minute 58 to play. But they're going to force Fitch to punt again, and if they try to anyway, it's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Falcons, and try to get that ball back. I mean, they're not quitting.
No. And then, you know, I think, though, Ronnie, the person who's going to really have to work for the rest of this week is you. Because if Fitch wins, there's that special thing that you always plan. That happens about 5 o'clock in Groton.
I think I'm retiring from that.
That Ronnie A. From the 44-yard line, 3rd down and about 12 for the Falcons. 27-14, under 2 minutes to go. DeVoe with that patented long count. DeVoe has it. DeVoe's going to throw the ball out. Going to be dropped, intended for DJ Coleman. And that's how Fitch started the game, with the pass interference on Coleman.
And that, Mike, stops the clock. And, you know, if they didn't throw a pass, an incomplete pass, you'd have about 30 more seconds off the clock. That stops the clock with a minute 51 to play. Staples is going to get the ball back. 27 for Fitch, 14 for Staples. And maybe we spoke a little too soon, because this ain't over yet, buddy.
Capone will snap it. The blocker now will be DJ Coleman. Norris waits for it. Good snap. Norris gets it away. Norris gets his best kick of the game away. And the only person to down it is Capone. And Norris is going to let that baby bounce from his 44 down to the 9-yard line. So 41, 47-yard punt when you needed it. And when Capone looked up and saw no one there, he just let it roll.
And he snapped the ball.
Yes, he did.
The first one down, Mike. But the thing is that Staples sent everybody for the kicker right there. They wanted to block that punt right there, and that was their idea. They had no one back deep to receive the punt. So Staples now has the ball on the 8-yard line. But as the last play was, it wouldn't have mattered, because Krause would have went 180 yards on that screen play.
Krause's quarter pass for touchdown for 52 yards, run 57 yards for touchdown. Those are the 2 scores for Staples. Dupay drops straight back. Dupay puts it down. It's going to be intercepted.
Tyler Walworth, Mike.
Tyler Walworth. He always does something.
The last defensive play on this field for this year, and Tyler Walworth, as the senior co-captain of this Fitch Falcon team, has intercepted the ball.
DJ Coleman's limping a little bit off the field. He's had a bad foot all year. He had the bad leg last year, season. I don't know if he fully recovered, but next year he's going to be the force in this area.
Well, you know, he missed the state championship game last year, Mike, due to that injury. So big interception right there, Mike, for Tyler Walworth. Falcons have the ball on the 15-yard line. Staples 15-yard line. A minute and 33 left to play.
Now at the 16-yard line.
It's supposed to be a neutral press box.
From the 16. First down. They just nailed down. All the downstate experts again tell us about Staples, and as usual, they're wrong. Okay, so the score, we're going to run this baby down as Fitch will kneel down twice more. Okay, and we'll hear all about Greenwich, we'll hear about Staples, and we'll hear all about these teams. Okay.
But it'll go in one ear and out the other, Mike.
And they'll tell us about Pomerog and all the rest of these teams that come in, 8-9, Wilton, the rest of these teams, Fairfield, Massac, all these teams. They're all on the L side of the Fitch in the past 5 years.
Less than a minute to play. 27 for Fitch and 14 for Staples. Fitch has the ball and a flag is thrown, and they're going to call a delay game on Fitch. So Fitch will take a knee 2 more times, and that will be the ball game. A very good ball game, Mike. Very well played ball game. But by far and away, the Groton Utilities' most valuable player tonight is Dante Ross with all the defensive tackles he committed, 3 touchdowns, Mike. And Dante Kemp had a good game himself. George Hall was all over the place on defense and on offense. And also Will DeVoe always comes through like he does. The Fitch offensive line.
He's never lost a game. He's the quarterback. And remember when it was a race between Norris and DeVoe? DeVoe got sick with the mononucleosis. Just come in has never lost. Come on that Manchester game last year, and from then has never ever stopped.
And the offensive line of Fitch, Mike, I'll tell you, we really got to give those guys some good credit. Colorado with the tight end, Pat Hansen, Eric Herman, Jeremy Schlimgen, Rasheed Harris, Mark Gullifson. What a great game the offensive line played, because they moved Staples back on all the drives Fitch had.
Yes, they did. Falcons is going to take a knee. That should do it with 10 seconds. But I'll tell you that one of the great coaching moves was putting a low block at tackle to put the pressure on Dupre when Staples had lead. And is that the last ghost gone? And no more ghosts in 5 years. How did it work out that Staples won the tiebreaker so they could go back and play here? The last team to beat Fitch. Fitch took care of Masick. Fitch took care of Staples. Now they take care of business for state championship number 3. And we're waiting to see if it's Pomeroy or Notre Dame or West Haven. But I would bet it's Notre Dame or West Haven going to play that game.
Well, we'll see if we can get that score when we come back. We'll be back to wrap it up. Final score, Fitch